guys, good afternoon, good morning, good evening, wherever you guys are. So today I'm here for our Brokers Podcast, BrokerCast, and we don't have one, we have two. As you can see, you have two people in here with me today. And I just want to, before we go in conversation, I just want to let you know a little thing, because I promised last time that we have somebody talking about the lead-based paint. Unfortunately, the guy decided to take a vacation without coming to me first. So he promised to me next week. So next week you're going to have that one. But that's next week. Now we have Nella and Mario in here. And we're going to talk a little bit about one listing that they just got. Nella just got Mario Elber out. And I want to know how they get it, how things went, how things progress, how they get to know the lady, and how they have the lady actually open up to them, because I understand it was a little bit tough on the beginning.
Challenge.
So,
yes.
Nella, first start with you. How do you met this lady? How you got this listing? What do you have done? How you got this?
She was an expired listing, and I sent her a flyer. And then she responded back to me. She called me and asked me if that she was going to sell her house, and she was going to relist it, and she wanted us to go there for an interview.
Okay, so how long ago you have sent that? Recently?
No, actually, it was like 2 months.
2 months ago? And
It was probably 2 months.
Okay, perfect. And when she called you, did she mention that she's interviewing anybody else?
No,
We
she
just
didn't.
did you mention anything? So she just asked you if you want to go there.
Yes.
Right. So I remember that day you come to me and asking for help, and then actually I couldn't that day and ask Mario if he's available, and end up to twist a little bit his. I remember that day twist a little bit his schedule, and they make it happen. Thank you. So after that you went there with Mario.
Yes.
So one of you, how that goes? The first day, the first time you went there, how you guys getting there?
Okay. Her client in particular, that she wasn't expecting a second person coming to the interview.
Okay.
So the way it started, it was a little bit uncomfortable for the three of us, actually. For the actual seller, or the client at the moment, or the prospect, and Nela and I, because she was, as soon as she saw me and I wasn't in the picture, she was expecting
She was expecting just now.
She was expecting only Nela. She already got in the defensive, just questioning why is this third person in here and not being announced, right? So with that, anyway, we just went through it, tried to maneuver the best way as possible. I was just saying, like, if you wouldn't like me here, I can come back some other time. But we work as a team, and if you give us the opportunity, we would like to show you what we're all about. And well, she gave us the chance, and then we started to talk to what she was looking into doing, And I don't know if you want to speak about it or just continue.
Just before you continue, do you ever an impression? Because I don't know. So she mentioned that was an expired listing. So if it's expired listing, was listed with somebody else on a pass. So she just called Nella for it. So during that interview, so you say she never mentioned to you do you have a feeling that she was interviewing at the other agencies? Did you have that feeling, or that just?
Yeah, she was pretty straightforward, and as right after, a couple of minutes after we got in, and then she allowed us to to sit down and start to have a conversation. I could see the listing packets from the previous listing, and also from other people that looked like they sent some type of material to her. So, she was pretty aware of the process.
Okay.
But she was very particular in in her demeanor, right? Like, because I guess from the previous experience, she was actually wanting to know what do we have to offer before she disclosed any information, right? So, in other words, she wanted to see if we did our homework regarding her property, at least, to see what was going on. And the conversation started a little bit, I don't want to call it nervous, but, I want to say like a little bit of tense. So, my goal was trying to have like a relaxed environment in which we can have a conversation and see how we could help her. And little by little, she...
Was a moment during that conversation or something that something clicked on her? Do you know where it was? That you can actually get into her territory? Because she was kind of back off, I understand. So was anything that made that happen?
Yes, I think it was the fact of us like really asking questions why this transaction didn't go through, because at first glance the property looked nice, very nice. So we wanted to see like what happened.
Okay.
And as soon as she started describing the situation, then I started to already think like how we can help this person if she give us the opportunity, right? So that was pretty much how it happened. Right? As she started to describe that the transaction, she accepted an offer which was a VA financing, and they have an issue regarding underground oil tank.
Okay.
And because of the regulations and the guidelines that VA has when it comes to those type of situation, it was the transaction turned sour, basically. So at that point, that was our opportunity in order to see, okay, what if we could help you with that situation, and we started to talk about that.
All right, perfect. Don't forget the point that you are. I want to go back to Nella. You're too quiet in there. So while all of this happened, so he has the conversation with the lady. I assume, and it's just me, that you quiet there to listen to it. What's your thoughts? As a person that was there, just listen to Mario talking to the lady, to your client. What's your thoughts? Man, this guy do a great job. These guys don't. He should do something different.
Fantastic job.
If it was me, I would talk different. What's your thoughts?
No, he did an excellent job. I really thought that we weren't going to get the listing because of the way the lady was, but he did. He has a problem with the oil tank. He called someone right on the spot, but he didn't answer. But he got in touch with them, and he started talking to the lady, and they're seeing if they're gonna help her. And then also he has somebody else helping her with other stuff too. So
can you just?
Yeah, well, I guess it comes to the reason why I think she decided to go with Nella with us. Was the fact that even though nothing happened yet regarding solving her issues regarding oil tank and stuff, but was the willingness to tackle on that issue instead of let's list the home and see what happens after.
Let me help you first and take care of the rest. So that's where is your approach.
Yes, my approach was.
And we didn't even have the listing, and he was already contacting other people.
Yeah, that's what I say. Try help first and get for it. Okay.
Right. So I think she appreciated the fact that I emphasized on it on that issue. Like, even if you don't give us the listing, let us at least give us our 2 cents on the conversation, trying to help you out a little bit, and to see also that good faith, right? Like, we are here to build something beyond your listing, and if we are allowed, obviously. And she took it. I think she took it the right way. this person in particular is a person that, you know, you cannot tell much about her demeanor, because it's a person that is a very nice lady, but not at the moment, right? She wasn't very expressive about how she was feeling with us. So in the interview, I was trying to stay very calm, but trying to see what can I find in common, what kind of rapport can I have with her, so, you know, I can see how can I help, which was a little challenging at the beginning, but little by little was developing. I tried to put her in contact with, you know, with a person that I know that does that type of work when it comes to oil tank remediation. And I wasn't successful at the time, but she saw the willingness on it. And then we wanted to see the house. We wanted to see what was, you know, what happened and stuff like that. And I guess we walked the house, and then we come back sitting down to finalize on the closing of our presentation, pretty much. And basically, it was it. The house looks beautiful. Hopefully, you guys gonna see it soon. And if you guys have a buyer, talk to Nella. But I think it was the fact that it was no rush, right? It was just a conversation, and even though she knew what we were there for, it was taking our time in order not to just oversell ourselves, but, you know, just to
It's
see
not so
like,
too eager, like
exactly.
give me the listing and let's walk here.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. And after we seen the house, she showed the house, the improvements that she made after what happened, because the transaction, it got to the point that got on the contract, the house was inspected, and she was willing to play ball with whatever was requested. It was just, you know, exactly the reason why was the remediation that needed to take place, and I'm just gonna leave it at that at this point. But she's willing and still gonna take the steps necessary in order to do what it takes. And taking all that information, right? Like, okay, so what are your plans? And the whole interview was like, okay, what are you planning on doing, even though if you give us the listing or not, and trying to advise her in point her in the right direction. And regarding marketing, we didn't speak up much about that at that moment. But she finished the first interview mentioning, okay, besides listing the property, what type of talent do you bring to the table, right? So that's when we closed it, mentioning that, you know, that we're not a typical real estate company, that we all work together, and this is what we will do if you choose to hire us. And then I went to explain how do we operate and how do we do things.
Just another quick question. So all of that's on the first day, basically?
Yes.
And you walk out of there, if I understand correctly, you walk out of there without even actually give her the final price that you think that the value of the house, or even talk about commissions. Is that right?
Yeah.
That is correct, yes.
So when is that come in place? So now you help her out on that little issues that you have. You let her know that what you can do for her and everything, as marketing, as everything. But then you have the timing that we have to talk about numbers. You have to talk about the value of the house. You have to talk about commissions. How that coming in,
right,
in effect, and how that goes.
Well, the way that the interview went, and that was just a gut feeling of mine. You know, and it's something that sometimes it works, sometimes probably doesn't. But I didn't feel it was appropriate to try to close her, because she was very informative on the fact that she was going to interview more people. And I didn't want to be the first one to say, this is the price and this is the commission. Okay, so I wanted to leave the doors open, let other people go through, okay, and see if she could reconsider us or following up with her actually to see like, okay, you see whoever you wanted to see, or you see the other brokers and the other whatever the other propositions for your listings, and try to hear us and try to then. In other words, we're trying to be. Or I wanted to be the last ones to talk about commission and price.
Okay.
Right. Try to put value first instead of
The
numbers.
numbers first.
So the way that we ended up was like she gave us the information. She said, "I'm gonna make a decision by," I think at that point was Friday, which I think we went on a Tuesday, if I'm not mistaken, something like that. And I know it was gonna be like 3 days after our meeting, and then the hunt, the chase began, right? The following up consistently and not getting her via voicemail or phone calls. Also, I'm pretty sure that I mentioned to you like follow up with her. I think I mentioned to you as well. And then even I got into the picture, and I think that's when she responded. My following up after I got in contact with the person of the remediation, say, hey, I was able to get a hold of this person. I mentioned the amounts that you're being charged for the remediation, and if he can think they can do a better number for you, they can help you out in a different way. And that's when she responded.
Okay. So that part is running to another interview. So I want to know what happened then. You go back and you talk about numbers. How is her reaction to that negotiation? That part of you're going to give her the price of the house, how much you think the house is value, and commission. How was her reaction? I don't know if you start with 10, you start with 7. How that? Tell us a little bit how that went. So you go straight to 5, you go straight to 4. How did
the process is this listing was a little special. Like every I think every transaction got
every listing has
some
different
twist.
yes.
She decided via email that she wanted to give her the listing. I guess because of all the follow-up that was involved. In between our first meeting and our second meeting, it was already an interaction with the person of the remediation. Okay, which actually is another contact and client of mine. And the person follow up with her. They have their conversation regarding what needed to be done. And I think that made it, that created that connection in there in which she felt comfortable with us because we walk our talk type of thing, right?
Yeah.
So that and the fact that we follow up pretty aggressively, let's put it that way. I think she found like okay, these people are serious, and that she wanted to help me. She took a decision on the spot. We received an email mentioning that she wanted to give us the listing and to send her the paperwork and for her attorney to review it.
Okay.
And that's when we decided to see her first, and we did so via emails.
Because again, and I'm sorry to interrupt, at this point there's no numbers on the table yet.
At this point there's no numbers on the table. Correct. So that's when we responded on an email saying that, hey, we appreciate the opportunity to giving us, try to close and say, okay, we are going to we acknowledge it and we're very grateful for that. But before you send to your attorney, there's things that we have to speak with you in order to have a final draft that you can provide to that person and say. So that's when we went to close the interview, right? And it actually, that part was very smooth. Her demeanor now was very different to the first interview, right? Even though she's still a serious person, but she was acknowledging on everything that we spoke. And I gave her the number in which I think the property should be listed at, and the reasons why.
What's the price?
we're gonna list at 605.
605? Okay.
Yes.
So she was happy with that number? She was expecting more?
She was
expecting
expecting
less?
She was expecting less.
Less? Okay.
And she was expecting less. And I told her the reasons why, because it's after I did a closer research on the comparables, I think we could go, we could ask for a little more. And she put all her trust on our expertise.
Mm-hmm.
I think that by that point, it was already yesing to death on whatever we say to her. The trust was built already.
Sorry, guys.
So I said, okay, now we agreed on price. The only thing that is left to do is talk about commission. And I know we mentioned to you that we were going to be able to compete to your previous company that you listed your property with. And we think that this amount is a fair number. And she said, yeah, that sounds reasonable. There was no negotiation at all. So that was pretty much it. We spoke about that, and then we went through paperwork. I I took my time. I said, this probably is going to sound boring to you, but we will be doing a disservice to you if we don't go through all the paperwork that is needed in order for you to present, even though we want you present to your attorney. But I want to explain briefly, but in depth if you need what are all the pieces of paperwork that you're going to be signing, and what are they for, and what are the reasons that that they needed. And that was pretty much it. We explained to her all the documents. She put the attorney on a phone call, and we sent everything to the attorney.
All right. So when do we expect an answer from that attorney or from her?
We were expecting it yesterday, actually, but because with the holiday and stuff like that, I think if probably we will get an answer maybe but within
tomorrow, Monday.
Yes, tomorrow.
Sorry.
Yeah, pretty much.
You talking off already? Oh no, keep going. I'm sorry.
Well, I'm trying to recall because we didn't took notes and we were planning on having this.
All right, so let me ask you something to her while you.
But a few things happened.
What do you think? Yes, I want to hear that too. I just want to put Nella a little more involved. She's right, sit there in the corner without saying nothing to us, right? And it looks like that's her listing, and she's the one right here and say nothing.
But that's the advantage of working with us. It's her listing, but we work together.
But there you go. But Nella, now explain to me something, because I know what happened. So I'm kind of a little... But I know she asked you about what are you going to do to her regarding marketing. What's your response to that? What are you going to do? What's actually you going to do to mark that property that actually... I believe that make a little difference too. Maybe not the whole difference, but the way we presented, the way she presented to her, I think that's make the little difference. But now you tell us, what you promised to her?
We're going to do professional photography, the drum also.
Yes, and this is something that she mentioned in between. Now that you mentioned it, was one more email in between first and second interview. It was her email regarding a request of a marketing plan. And
that's why I'm asking where she's. She offered to her after this request.
And also brokers open house, and we're gonna do everything that we possibly could.
What is everything? Come on, I want this lady to talk anyway. What's everything?
Oh, we're gonna go door knocking, flyers. We're gonna call all of the homes around the area.
Okay. Are you gonna do any send any mailers to?
Yes.
You thought that's going to do some mailers. So all right. So mailers, open house, canvassing the neighborhood, say that to what's going to happen.
Yes.
Anything else? Oh, professional pictures. I'm the one talking. I want you to say something. All right, so that's good. So that's good. Though you say that was something pending still on. Are you going to interrupt you?
Right. So all that market strategy that now the ladies are feeling a little overwhelmed to explain right now. We put it out in paper, right? We made a nice presentation for that, and we sent it to her. She didn't. In the second interview, she didn't even question it.
Okay.
By that time, we know that she's a person that likes to communicate via writing.
Okay.
That's what she feels most comfortable, and I think that made a difference. In the approach was the right approach when it comes to, okay, we're gonna do A, B, C, D, and G, F, whatever.
Right, yeah.
Step by step on a marketing plan, and I think that made a difference. She didn't request all the steps, but she was very aware of that what was going to take place. And another thing that I wanted to add, like right after, we just went through the paperwork, and in which she was feeling pretty comfortable disclosing the information of the attorney. Actually, she mentioned like, okay, my son is also in the deed, and this is the information for him. This is the email, But by this point, we know that she wants to work with us, and it's not something that just something that she's saying, but she's actually want to move forward. She just wanted to go to the legal portion of things. Okay. I think it was more for my request at that point than for hers, because she could see that we were prepared for whatever she was asking, and that gave her that peace of mind. Then we started to talk about what is your advice regarding, because I requested to see the house one more time. We requested to see the house one more time, and we walked the house, and we see that she still has some work to do, and we asked her like, okay, what is going to be your approach? Because we think that it's the best time for her to list is as soon as possible.
Yeah.
So she asked for advice in regarding like, okay, what would you do if you were to do it? And I said I wouldn't do it myself. I would hire people, because too many things for you. She's been doing a lot of work herself, but it's just a big house, and I mentioned to her, trying to find things in common. I said like, I am in this business because I got hurt doing construction. So the fact that you weren't to do it all sometimes is going to go against you. I'd rather to invest, because this is a business, right? Invest some money in having some people that would help you with the move and with the cleaning of the property. And so that will give us the time that we need in order to have a photographer to do the best job for you as possible. So that's when we add a little bit more value to the presentation, because we were ready to also to connect her with
somebody
that takes care of that.
All right.
So
basically, we just want to finalize the $2,000 on the market and go from there. Perfect. So you have a client already, a buyer already, or not? Come on.
No.
So guys,
yeah, he does.
So guys, as you can see, and they saw, and for you that know the way we work, but don't know about, Nella actually is not on Mario's team. She's on mine. She's not under my supervision. And Mario step up, and I request him, I ask him for help, and he help you out. So as you can see, we are here to help everybody, and everybody help each other. So guys, don't be afraid of asking questions. Don't be afraid for screaming for help if you guys need to. And we're about to close in here. I just want 2 words from you. Close. What do you think? How you feel?
I'm excited.
You excited?
I'm excited, and thank God Mario went, and everybody's helping out.
Perfect. Marina.
Thank you.
I guess just like you mentioned, don't be afraid to ask for help. That's the way we work here. When I started in this company was the same way. I screamed for help and I got it. And now if I can help, I'm more than glad to help anyone. So if that is something that is holding you up in order to talk to people, don't make it an excuse, because you have backup. You have us to help you. Whatever you need, we're here.
All right, thank you guys. And for you guys, so remember, we are in business for yourself, but you're not by yourself. All right, so it's your own business, but you are here to help. And hopefully, actually, these things that I'm being tried to do in here, start to do all these little videos, little trainings, little BrokerCast. Anyway, anyhow, we help you guys out. And again, I'm gonna ask you guys, send me your feedback. Let me know what you think about it. Let me know what you like it, what you don't like it. What do you think I should change? Who you think I should bring in here? Because right now I bring Mario and Nella, and like I say, I have somebody else already that one of you guys actually recommend, was Pedro, that mentioned Pedro Ponsignor, that mentioned that to me. So I think it's a great idea. So please, guys, send it to me. And remember, I will post this on the Facebook. It's there for you guys to watch. Go there on the Facebook. Me on the Facebook, guys. YouTube. Go there, like the channel, subscribe, like the video, comment on the video, share the video, do whatever you have to do, but just help us out, keep this moving. Okay, guys? Thank you. You guys, thank you very much. It's always a pleasure, you know that. Not there. Just kidding. Guys, thank you.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Thank you, guys.
Excellent.